Hey there, I'm Jennifer Bands, and today on Low Carb with Jennifer, I'm going to show you how to make this air fryer skirt steak. Today we are going to make an amazingly easy and delicious skirt steak. So skirt steak and flank steak are different. We're using a skirt steak today. So I've got about a 1.5 pound skirt steak right here. I'm going to set it aside while I get our marinade ready. This is going to be like a fajita flavor direction that we're going in. It's going to be perfect for tacos. You can make a taco salad. Yeah, anything, a quesadilla, whatever you would do with a skirt steak, you know, like beef for tacos. We're going to start with 2 tablespoons of avocado oil, and I'm going to add a teaspoon of kosher salt, a 1/2 teaspoon of chili powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of ground cumin, a 1/2 teaspoon of smoked paprika, a 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And now I've got a big bowl here that will hold our steak and our marinade. I'm going to go ahead and pour this into our bowl, along with the zest of 1 lime and the juice of 1 lime and a 1/4 cup of chopped cilantro. So we're just going to mix all of that together, and now we're going to rub it all over our skirt steak. Make sure and get it nicely coated. Now we're going to cover this with plastic wrap, and we're going to let it marinate for 15 minutes. Okay, we've got our steak marinated, so now we're going to put it on our sheet tray, or not our sheet tray, our air fryer tray. If you have an air fryer basket, then you may have to cut your skirt steak in half, but this fits on my tray perfectly. I lined the tray with foil. So now you want to make sure your air fryer is preheated, and then we're going to cook this at 425 if your air fryer will go up to that. And you want to cook it for about 5 minutes on each side. I'm going to use an internal meat thermometer, just like this, a probe meat thermometer, and I'm going to stick it into the thickest part of the steak about halfway through, and then it's going to be ready when it's about 135. That's what I like. It's medium rare, and I think that would be the most tender skirt steak. So I'm going to get my air fryer preheated, and we're going to cook it up, and then I'll show you when it's ready. Okay, we have our skirt steak out of the air fryer. We let it rest, and it looks perfect. So let me tell you how you should cut your skirt steak. So most people would start cutting it on this short end, but you don't want to do that because the grain is running this way. So you really need to cut it the long way, this way, which is kind of difficult. So we're going to, if you don't cut it into smaller pieces, so I'm going to cut it with the grain into smaller pieces, and then we're going to cut it against the grain so it's easier to eat. So then we have much more tender pieces of steak. And just look at that. Look at that pretty, pretty, pretty steak. Perfectly cooked. And you can just tell how it's just going to be so much easier to eat those tendons and those, or the connective tissue between the pieces of meat in the muscle is just falling apart. You know, it just pulls apart so easily. There's so much flavor. Oh, that's so good. Okay, guys, be sure you check out this recipe, and thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.